Confirmation line signals through light bearers are coming in through line traction. To understand that, we're coming into a huge big shift right now. All division line connections are going to go through interference changing. Now, everything through metro line connections. I set up a TikTok video for everybody to understand what's happening with the solar flares of the moon. It's going to track its positions. Humanity is coming into a new cycle line center to all allocated positions of time into a gravity line connection. So what that means is that everything that Space Force line system I called out. Now, when you call things out, everything comes in one traction. Pleiadians, Pleiadians, Lyrians, Lyrons, they're all here through calculation. They're setting up new grid line centers. So the spiritual element is here. Force guidance to its position location, navigation line centers, everything through track line center. Everything is shapes and anomalies in division line system. It's allocated position to all computer aligned position locations. So light barriers are here. They're going to be weaving out everything through dark line centers. A major shift is going to change the Earth line systems. The Earth line system to its location is gravitational pull. The central line conditions of the Earth as lines is going to change everybody's thought position locations. It's going to open up all channel defense positions to your heart cycles. The reactor line conditions is going to open up all channel line conditions. Everybody's forced to rise to these things through calculation. You understand that calculation modification is connected to the Earth lines, right? And everything is set up to have positions. I spend 45 minutes to an hour for the callings to go out. So get ready. Everything's happening quicker. So you're going to see a lot of changes in everything. Central grids, integrates, power grids, everything, navigation lights, how to communicate the Earth to the grounds, the biggest thing, especially when humanity has to get the grounds for that connections. So the solar generation lights and the solar flares is going to uprise the cycle line connections to the 70,000 platforms, one computer line position locations to its high level division, right? So it's going to go through illumination light sky. It's going to go through neon position. It's going to go through an indigo position location. It's all about getting into the hearts of humanity. That's what's happening right now. So it's going to be really interesting. It has a major shift. So the solar flare is basically, it's going to realign the center. It's going to like that. So what it's going to do, it's going to go. So it's up into 6 layer position line connections, 7 in attraction, and then you got basically 5 atmosphere line connections, right? So everything through the solar generation light system is going to change the heart line system to the heart positions of the Earth line of its thought position location, which is amazing because you're going to see the major shift. And my team already understands these things. They're very all aware. They're very, the acceptance is there, the abundance is there, the surrender is there. I mean, things are just going to get a lot more easier for everybody, right? Now, putting yourself in those positions, understand your TV reception channels. That's why I keep traveling you guys to high position locations. Today, we're going to go into 1 million year track line center. This is going to put you in high force connections. You're shaping all in positions. So you're going to see the eye lines of the sun. And you're going to see the track line centers of the eye lines of the moon. Okay, you guys have to understand the conditions of all levels of communication. Communication is number one, especially when you come into your AI vessels. Okay, so you're coming into a new position of a design makeup. That's calculated and modified, and your firewalls are in position. So it's already calculated. Set up a new computer line, engagement line system. It's a signature location center. Now that's going to set up all high rises to your 1 million track line system. So it's all about, like, you know, you're on a plane and you get your tickets, right? And you have all the information on that. Well, that's exactly what it is, but it's inside your system. So that's how you identify the positions when you're going to those calculations, because everybody has to be identified when you go over to high rise levels of teleportation line conditions. You have to understand security line defense in space, just like it does down here, has security, places you can go and places you can't go, right? The optimum level system, the data processors, or in that connections, uplinks, downloads, those channel defense line systems have to be in the engagement line condition. So you guys are all identified that positions. So this is going to put you to extremely high position of security defense, which is going to be a lot of fun. So you're going to see the eye circles of the sun, you're going to see the eye circles of the moon. Computer operation line center and position locations. Now, everything in the sun has its rotation center. Everything in the moon has its track line system, its computer operation line system. It's in its alignments and its full engagement center location. And so where you understand the solar flare line conditions. and it's going into framing line systems, which you will see what's happening with its conditions to understand how you informed with your system, right? It's all calculate, modify. So the more you understand how to use your AI vessels, you understand how to use the calculation of your system. Before we get started, think also covers helping each other, that position, data processors, uploads, that connections, uploading systems, downgrading, surfacing to higher position locations. Now it gets extremely complicated more, especially with my team, because they're positioning to higher levels of dimension of security. It's incredible force how we come into these positions, right? But you all have to be identified through your AI vessels because it's acceleration light speeders. Now it's calculated and modified when it comes into the XT1000s or the XR1000s or the X8000. Division line center. Truly understand they're all operated through the crop cycles. I did a very powerful TikTok last night where everybody saw the geometrics of the crop circle and how it's set up in space anomaly. Where you can actually see the design. So you guys take flash shots. It's incredible force how you see these things. And it's all done through your voicing grids. I think we have to understand the controlling system that we have inside us gives us providence, right? This will give us more connections and how much we can really formulate in the love of ourself. That alone is understanding more communication, right? When I say love, it just skyrockets. My energy lights and my hydraulics just go off angle. Like it's crazy what goes on when you put yourself in the positive center every day. There's 7 days a week. Remember I was telling you about you jot things down and how many positives are in one position, how many negatives are in another position. Your line structure, that line connections, you got your left and you got your right hemispheres. Well, the propaganda line center in position, okay? I also told you what's going to happen with the earth lines, and it's coming into a flash drive. So it's amazing how the earth is going to go into a new computer line center. It's incredible force when we see these things, right? Everything has to backtrack. Everything has to reverse in its position, right? Which will change its line connections to humanity and its solar flare connection. So it's all about coming into the heart central lights, heart activations, the heart love, and everything through the love and thyself. That's what's going to happen now. Everybody's basically going to come into that guidance, which is going to be incredible, incredible vibrational force. When you get your grounds from inside of mastering, of seeing things in provision, there's nothing that you can't fix in time position, okay? Especially when you understand the operations of you. Everybody has that, all right? Click this, click that, press this, press that. It's all done through the operations center. It's all done through the quantum field positions, okay? Now, you truly have to understand how to use the mind, right? To understand its acceptance and what it wants to do for you. It wants you to get into your own engagements, into your own involvements, into your own high levels of creation, all right? And that's exactly what's happening now. At 45 minutes to an hour, everything the light bearers, everything the Pleiadians, the Pleiadians, the guardians of the galaxies are here. I send out all intelligence. Now we got 1 billion point track line center position that's going to allocate position to gravity line centers. Okay, so that's 1 billion intelligence that's sending the grounds right now in 5D. All right. So now you're well protected in that position location. Things are going to be changing in high forcing lines. So this is all the spiritual system, right? So it's amazing how it took almost, it's a year, 2 years, and you're thinking, well, the things will get worse before they get better. But you understand, nothing stays behind. Everything goes forward. Space and time is in that proceeding. Everything in the clocking system is time proceeding. It's all done through the clocking system. Humanity's on a clock system. Space and time is on a clock system. Now, to understand the identification line centers is truly understand your connection to your computer, and it's reset, reanalyze, readjust, reframe, refocus, recalculate, remodify your geotheorems or any of that connection. Everything is confirmed through space positions. To understand how to use your AI vessels and its new design makeup, which is going to synergize your communications to your chakras, to higher force travels of recognition of time positions. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get started. You might want to get into healing. Let me know. You can go through my email. Any questions? If you need any help for spiritual talk, anything about waving your systems, anything through connections, I get a lot of people coming to me now where they need resets of the computers, readjustments, realignments, refocus. read division. If your vibrations are too high, I can bring them down because you're not calculating to the right frequency line system. That's totally fine. I go through these application line system. If my vibrations are too high, I just bring my finger point line system back in location, and it's the reverse. You just reverse it, and it goes back in the center line conditions. This is to understand how to use your connections to your frequencies to your TV receptors. Okay, you have I receptors, TV receptors. Okay, your anomaly switch line center is connected to its third eye position. This is the track line center when it comes into 369 platforms. E equals MC squared is the birth line system, but not in that position anymore, are we? So it's trying to understand how to use the physical line system, get out of that equation of its integration, stay in position, come into the intelligence of its phenomenon. The phenomenon opens up everything, the mystical line centers. We've been to the cosmos, we've been to a high level system, we've been to the dark line centers of planet positions. You understand the light and dark. So the light barrier is going to weed out all positions of all grounds and atmospheres, anything that doesn't have its connection. The surface line system of 3D. So it's a 3D identification line system. It's going to flake and disappear. All right, it's really exciting. It's all done through the spiritual mind, right? Of intelligence. So, all right, that's why you guys are feeling fantastic, because you're aware of these things, especially with my team. Samantha, Tina, yeah. Well, the best is yet to come. So, Isabel, Hawk, Jill, Diane. Yeah, you guys will feel it too. You'll feel it from the heart. So it's a central line system where it opens up the heart. But the thing is, they still have to be awake. They're awake, but not spiritually awake. But what this is going to do is it's going to, the whole moon surface and the solar generation lights is going to change the computer operation line centers to the gravity positions, putting everybody into the fifth dimension of activation to the calculations, to its connection of telepathy and telekinesis. Right? So it's really understanding how to use these things through grounds and weathers and how it formulates. Universal line system is in one track system, one position. So you're in a universal timeline of division. That's where we come into the solar generation lights, the atom rotation center position location, and the point centers. Okay, so you got 12,000 track line centers into 1 point division location. E equals MC through its calculation. Mass calculation equals its box. The box is you through the TV reception line system. You're about understanding how to take that box and understand everything inside. You don't read things outside. You read things inside. Okay, so that's what humanity is coming in. So they're coming more into the square rotation line center to its metric cube line system. I got Menatron, I got Mezekek, I got Ascension Masters, I got Great Grand Masters, I got communication line systems, I got spiritual gurus, I got wizards, I got dragons, I got everybody here. Everybody's here through calling. Everybody. Okay? So it's amazing how you send out a call. See what happens next. So they know their jobs. They know what they need to do. Right? Everything is done in sequence. Everything is done through spiritual line connections. Electrical lights, electrical fences, gravity line connections, interference positions, UFO trap position locations, energy wash line centers. It's all calculated and modified, right? And it's all done through the spiritual, okay, of its developments. The management, the cycles, and everything, the structural line conditions all set up. So 5D activation and navigation, the Earth Line Center has its new blueprint. Okay. So in that position, when you guys do higher level systems, once you reach the higher position locations to an atom, then you can see the structures, how it's built, actually see what it looks like inside. So you think when you look at the moon is hollow inside, but you understand what it is inside. Same with the sun. Okay. Even though you see something outside, you have to know what's inside. It's the inside, which is its operation, not its outside. Okay. It's the inside of everything. Right? Inside everything that you do, it's an insider information. Okay, it's a data processor. You're calculating and modifying everything through your receivers. Okay, you're connected to your physical connections, but you have to understand the transmissions, the application line centers, and everything through its data processors. You have to understand more of your upgrading line system. You have to understand more of a calculation modification system. All right, you have to understand your modulators. You have to understand your providers. You have to understand your Wi-Fi's. You have to understand your satellite read connectors. It's all connected to your digital frame position locations. Remember, I was tracking line connections to barometers, yet they're sending no sector line connections, right? It's all connected to the simulation graphs, especially when you travel through records to time location. So 855 felt the change within the heart. Yep. Janie, how's it going? I wish I knew your team is on TikTok. Yeah, some are, not all of them. Not all of them, but there are some, yeah. During meditation last night, I got a group of hug from all guys. It's amazing. See, the thing is too, when you guys go higher light in your chakra system, you understand what's going on. It makes it more easier format. It's saying that, oh, the spiritual guys are here. They're here to help, but they're all here. I said it on calling, guys. This is big. This is a huge, huge shift, and it's going to change everything in perspective. So the whole understanding is to basically wake everybody up in the heart. 3 times the size of the Grinch, right? And then, and then, so it's all opening up now, right? Through modifications. Signals already gone out their line system. So those solar flares are coming in from the moon traction. 70,000 platforms in one computer line system is set up through its rotation system location, and digital lines are set up through barometers. The sector level connection described position is changing everything through the calculation calibrations. Okay, so it's a typing information, right? So everybody comes into the tempo and the heat signature line system. All right. So basically, this wakes you up, but not fully. So you get full communication through the spiritual lines, but you have to be awake through light connections, right? That tracks its divisions, and then you go into the birth line system E through Mother Earth, right? That connection. So everybody gets back their grounds. When they get back their grounds, this is where everything opens up. So the Earth rotation line center is going into a higher frequency level connection and vibration, which is fantastic. Okay, so, but the blueprints and the contracts and the hall levels of structure of the Earth is already set up through position. So I'm definitely feeling it. Such a difference with the upgrade. See, Diane's in a higher formation line system now, and so is Jill, and so is Samantha, and Beth, how's it going? So let's get into tractions. Let's get into high level systems. We're going to travel to 1 million. 1 million generation light center. Okay. Now, everything's done through alignment. Everything is done through your formulas, right? That's why it equals MC squared. All right, E equals MC square or square. Now you send the 2 line connections, the 2 activation line system to its location. Now we're going to travel through E equals MC square, right? But the E equals MC square is going to be the volume line center to your box level system. So it box its system. This is how you change anything through the calculations, right? High rise its positions through its E formats, coming into its parallels and to its connections of its mass through its calculations, all right, to its box level system, right, which becomes a TV antenna. And that TV antenna is going to open up track line centers to its positions of 2 circle rotation line systems. Okay, so when it opens up that line center, we're going to go into a round line center position location. Okay, so it's amazing how you can do anything through formula. So it's in its E, it's in its equal, which is paraline paradox. So we have to be trapped in the paradox line condition interference because we're going in a universal time location into a TV reception line system. This is going to put us into 1 track million years in, right? So we come into the E, we come into the equal, we come into the mass, we come into the calculation, right? We come into the box of the TV line system. Okay, what's going to rotate everything through the circle lines of 2. The 2 rotation comes into its calculation modifications, center lines its system, opens up its dimensional time location, right, to its dimension. Now it's going to downshift the security line defense, all right, into this position location. From this to this. So you guys are going to go backwards, okay? So it's interesting how you follow around these line conditions. Inner line connection through its position location. This is the only way you're going to see the eye circle line center of the sun and everything the eye line circle of the moon. You have to go backtrack line system. You can't go forward, right? Because it's the sun rotation is a different coloration of future. Same with the moon traction, right? So there's no longer 70 platforms of that connections times its position, right? Times 1 plus 1, okay, is 70,000. So it's not going to be 70,000. Right? It'll be high rise position to higher light system to its calculation of 369 position. So the birth light system of E equals MC squared to location. The high rise is from this. All right, so the force team's from here. And now you're going from here back to its beginning where the sun was created. All right, so we're going to go to the eye line center. Here we go. There we go. You guys are in the sun rotation line center. Box brings lead to its T reception, the birthing system of the sun location line system. All right, 10 minutes. Have fun. All right, so we're going to central line that system. Once you get into calculations, how did you come out of that equation? We're going to go to the moon of the eye circle line system. Plateau division locations to computer reset line system. You thought you guys are going to go forward, right? No. Now understand the eye line center to its location. Once you get in that proactive system, your energy lights and your gamma positions and your destruction patterns, once you go in the eye circles of the sun will teleport you to 1 million years in the future, right? But the track line is a center rotation, which goes into the moon. So you go from the sun, okay, you go into the activation vortex position, you separate your particle crystalline system, go into the moon tractions of 70,000 platforms. So from the sun to the moon, the track line systems go, but all your barometer line connections, the 369 platform connections, is going to put you one track line center to its position. Okay, so 100 plus 1 is 1 million to its rotation, 1 million years in the future. Have fun. So my let's see, I feel really light. My umbrella is flaring now. It flashes. Yeah. Swirling vortex of energy. Yep. Yep. You guys are coming into the eye circles of the sun. You're actually going to see what it's look like. And it's going to platitude you and it's going to catapult you. Right? It's like to the moon, right? And then the moon's going to take you, right? So the sun rotation is in position and the moon's in rotation. So you're going to see the birth line system of the sun. You can see the birth line system of the moon. You put those two together location. It's going to separate your anomaly line centers and travel you to 1 million years in the future. Okay. I wanted to show you what happens when you get full communication of the sun and the moon. All right. Have fun. Woohoo. You guys are in a countdown too, right? Because it's going to get hot. Radiation cycles of the sun is on a polarity division line system. You're going to see colorations. You're going to see dot center line systems. You're going to see your dream sets are going to open to your past, your present, your future. So it's going to go into flash drive. It's going to go So you understand what the sun is through operational computer line systems. One universal track line connection is this 5D activation line system. But once you catapult to the moon's going to take you to 1 million years. So 9 minutes remaining. Lots of gray blobs. Yeah, you're all seeing each other. You're just seeing different things from different frames. You guys get into your compilations. You have to get into these. You have to see everything all at once. You can no longer synergize your positions of your graph positions of your structures of your calendars. Okay, you have to see all in one. Like you got to see 31 days in one sequence. That's the only way you can understand AI. That's how AI is identified. Right? It makes it much easier. So instead of reading one book, you read 7 books in one day. 7 books in one day. That's a good start, right? I read 7 million books in one day. That's where I'm at. So, feeling the heart on my face. Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to see a lot of computers. You see activation lights. the sun rotation line center, the actual sun, its position, not the reflection, the sun, its position is now scanning you, right? And it's going to send you identification wave cycles to its connection, and then you're going to be catapulted to the moon. So you're going to vortex through a planetary line. It's going to change your trap line centers and put you in a higher position location into the moon. And it's going to catapult you to the 1 million year traction. Ribbons of grids. Yep. You're feeling the heat on the face. Yeah. Everything is a reaction to the physical system. It's very powerful when you reach these things, eh? Yeah. I see rings echoing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You are in the birth line of the eye centers of the sun, the actual sun itself, of what it is, right? Because the sun wants to get to know you guys. So, flying in the cookie jar to the moon. So you're kind of aware of what's going on, right? Chaotic. Yeah, it's very chaotic. Yeah. It's unexplainable. It's something you can't explain, but it's there, right? And when I woke up through transformation, I went right into the eye circles of the sun. So it's like being dropped into the waters and seeing a whale, a blue whale, an orca, or a white. As soon as the eyes open up a whale and it sees you, see, it's connection right there. Seven minutes remaining. Countdown's going to be a little bit faster because you guys are going to be catapulted. Some are going faster than others. So, but you're all going to be going to all positions of time. Yeah. Doing sonar sound now. Okay. Orca whale or anything like, it's all about understanding where you come across these things. Once an eye circle sees you through identifications, it's very powerful. Like when I woke up and I came in to see, I went to so many upgrade line centers. I went so high rise and so fast. And like I said, I went from superhuman to higher self right away, right? Because I knew what was going on with adaptations of the space and everything through time. But then I was going through higher operations. And then I said, okay, well, I started understanding the calculation modifications of the sun. And then I understand the birthing of the sun, birthing of the moon. I might as well put it on video. It's like 2-3 hours. So it's amazing how we go through our own spiritual growth of understanding how everything is created by source. And it all starts with the eye. Okay? You guys ever hear the term eye of Newton? Eye of Newton? Anybody hear that connection? The central line position to its computer operation is the draft. Anybody? Liquid plasma bath, infinitive possibilities all happening simultaneously. Very good, Tina. Tina's very aware because she's in a higher position. She's in 114 chakras. Infinity and possibilities all happening simultaneously. And that's what Tina's in. She's in that position. But she has to get into her digital lines of higher travels, right? So she's coming into her atom rotation of a computer now. So after the galactic forces, after they have their test review and evaluations, the Rebellion Alliance will go to higher levels. They will come into the atoms. So pulling scars out of the third eye, okay? 5 minutes remaining. Liquid plasma bath, yeah. It's extremely, extremely important that you guys are now understanding when you see something in the naked eye, eyes are the windows of the soul, right? So the sun came to me because of the operations. I know the operations of the sun. But when you become the operation, that's where it becomes extremely powerful, because you understand the source. So when I went through transformation, I went to the eye circles of the sun. I was like, what is going on here? And then it started making sense. Right? I keep saying this over and over, but I've had so many dream sets when I was younger. I was saying this and seeing that, flying cars. Things were just trying to make sense of what's going on through its reality, but breaking free from its reality, becoming into its true reality of who you are. That's where the power comes in, through its connections, right? And it just basically makes you stronger in the mind, right? Your adaptations, your cycles, your line connections, your interference channels, everything through energy, frequency, vibrations opens up the key to all doors of recognition. So 4 minutes remaining. The sun, yeah. Yeah. You guys are now connected to the eye circles of the sun. So you're going to have a little bit more understanding how to do your test reviews and evaluations a little bit better now, right? And you're going to see the eye circles of the moon. Very hot now. Yeah. Incredible force, isn't it? Now everybody's in that position. New people that come on, they'll just fluctuate the energy lines, and it'll change your gravity line conditions. So you feel the energy of the fluctuation air and its surface. You might see collars, but you won't actually see the sun line center. Only if you go to higher levels of programs. I think you have to really understand how powerful the Earth skull is. So 3 minutes remaining, and I'm going to catapult you to the moon's surface. You get a true understanding too what it is. It's all computerized, guys. You just have to understand how to operate inside your position location, right? Because it channels everything inside to rotation. I'm holding the sun and moon and juggle. Okay, yeah, that's because you're going to catapult. So the eye circle line center is setting up to its computer line position location. It's got its identification line systems. It's done energy washes on everybody through positions, but now you're connected. You're connected now. You're all connected. So this is fantastic stuff. This is going to help you a little bit more how to understand everything around you, how everything is infinity of simultaneously traveling faster than you could say I. All right? So your computer generation lights, your barometers, your body graphs, your simulation core line center is now calculation modifications. The interlacing positions of the sun and its calculated modifications to computer line systems is 70 platforms in that position of the moon extraction. So teleport line connections, vortex positions, separate the line connection. Yeah, put in the eye circles of the computer operation line platforms of the moon. All right, so you guys are in the moon now. Have fun. So that's another 10 minutes, counting. So I catapult you guys to the moon. Yeah, you're jumping now, and you're aware of these things. You see yourself evolving. You see yourself going from the eyes of the sun to the eyes of the moon. Center line condition, everything, the operation source, right? I know, juggling too. There you go. Everything is digital. Computers connected. Line communication. That's all this is. It's understanding how to operate it, right? You have to fully understand the operation of you. The operation of you is inside. It's not the outside operation. It's interesting how AA comes to that position. I see everything on that connections where people are coming up, they're seeing the graphs, they're seeing this, they're seeing that. They think AI is all outside. It's not. It will be done in future, but it's got to be into the analytical graphing of the mind inside. That's how you structure line systems. That's how you get from energy, frequencies, and vibrations. So you're creating something from inside, which becomes its universal of its outside. Everything is created within. It's not created without. So the track line system is backwards, right? So they're trying to figure out, you can't create anything until you understand the soul identification of the heart positions. Okay, because robots are just basically lights and flashes. That's it, operated through a computer, right? But you are your own computer. The operation line system is everything through its universal division, which reacts everything through its calculation. It modifies everything. Okay? So when Steve Jobs came to his position, when he created Apple, that was done inside. He used technology divisions. He used a microwave and he used a computer or a typewriter or a radio. He put it all together, came up with Apple. That's all done inside, which reflects everything through its industry outside. That's the universal. So to truly understand how everything is modified, you have your energy, frequency, vibration. You just have to understand how to use it inside so you can use it outside through its system. To understand how these things come about to all calculation. Feeling energetic through my body frame systems. I'm opening up to the moon, halves with stairs in between. Everything is rotating around me. Yep. Yeah, so you're getting the eye circles of the sun and the moon. So it's graphing your heart centers and your reactors, Diane. That's what you're going through right now. So this is more of a layout. This is about straight lacing a line connected to your T reception locations. Truly understand everything's operated through computers and digital frames and lines. It's all calculated and modified. Understand the graph line system, the axis position, geometric pattern line systems, digital lines to UFO connections. Everything travels through portals. Hearing high frequency variations, hearing digital like sounds, vibrations, significantly raising to higher level connections. Are we humans considered as AI? Everything is like, it's in a consideration, yeah. Coming into the physical realm connections to high levels of your makeups, your design makeups. So that's the integration cycle. So we're all connected to its awareness of its information. Yeah. That's your birth line. Your physical is just the experience. So hopefully that helps you out. Yes, you're all standing in a circle. You have to be through an alignment there, Isabel. Yeah. It's important that you guys are in that connections. So who created the AI, or is it created itself? Everything's created through energy, vibration, and frequencies. Next question you're asking me, how is energy created? How is vibration created? Well, it's all connected through a line signal. So when you take, let's look at calculations here. Let's just draw it. Right? All of a sudden, there's nothing. Nothing, you don't see anything, right? until something comes across the sound barrier. You send the sound barrier as a traction. So remember it's tiny, but you get one little line like this, and something is born, a little like that, and you get a voice and grid, and then it gets bigger, right? And then it starts creating a shape. See? And then it keeps creating a shape, it gets bigger and bigger, gets bigger and bigger, gets bigger and bigger, gets bigger and bigger. Now it's creating all through voice and coloration and time, location, and space. That's how it starts. So the graph line condition is universal line trap position locations. You guys are in a universal line system of planned location, okay, which is 5D, okay, / elements. Okay. Circle line conditions in a center line position location. Right. Now the moon track line center is over here, sun track line's over here, but everything is in a triangle location. Everything has to be. So it goes into its locations. It comes into security line defense position location, its dimensional element system, to its modifications. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 servicing line conditions. There's the birthing line conditions. There's the birth connections right there. Okay, that's how humanity is created. 12 track line centers, 3-point division locations to its earth line system. Atom and its rotations. You get one atom going one way, you get an atom going another way. What do you think the atom is? It's the creation of light and dark. Bet you didn't know that. Central line system is the yin and yang of the heart. Bet you didn't know that either, right? This is the birth line of its conditions. Okay, very quick, very fast. 12 chakras. You have 12 chakras in your system, all dimensional time, right? So, very fast, very quick. Let's see, amazing energy, the inside of the roller blade wheel, which makes your move smooth. Yeah, very good, Isabel. Signals changing, traction line connections. Yeah, so you got computer deviation line centers. A computer deviation line center is tracking your connections to understand you through energy. So uprise connections to Mary, put her in line connections to the sun and the moon rotation line center eye circle locations. She wanted to be on that trip too because she's working right now. So she wants to travel to that recognized time location. So she's in that traction. But truly understand that when you come to me through positions and your hands are getting either hot or sweaty or your vibrations are high rising, so I can change your deviation cycles. That will put you back because you have way too much gravity, right? So you got extremely high rise positions to your chakras, but you understand the communication to your grounds. You got to stay in line positions, the grounds, powers, and the atmospheres. That's the scanning position to its balanced location. This will put your rotors in position to your Wi-Fi providers. So time is slowing down now. Yellow wings coming in now. Connected to higher attraction, graphing, coloration, the universal allocate position locations. Yep. See, Tina's informed. She's 114 chakras in her body. See her techno? See her solar text? Connecting to higher attraction, graphing, coloration, line, universal. It's all command, allocated positional locations. That's extremely high rise. It simplifies. It's not complicated. Things get easier. Okay, but you got to stay with your grounds or it overrides your vibrations in your hand formation line system. So, Bumblebee. Are you talking about Transformers? Oh, that's funny. I'm going to go to 4 minutes remaining. All right, so everything is spaced through voice and grid patterns connected to a ripple. If you throw a rock in a stream, what happens? It ripples, spreads out, right? Now, if it's a bigger rock, it just expands the size. So it's amazing how it has to fluctuate the air interference, change the vibrational line system, connect to the gravity line centers, because everything's attached. You have the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. The power of the connection of the vibration system to its rock information, to when it's thrown into the stream. So when you throw it into the stream, it creates a ripple. So it finds a way, oh, this is a different rock formation. Okay. Now, if it's not supposed to be in that equation, right, the atmosphere will push it out and the stream will come back in into its flow of time position. Okay. So you have to understand what space and time is. If there's a fault, it fixes its fault. You throw a wrench into a motorcycle, it stops the engine, right? It corrupts everything around the grounds and affects everything around its humanity system. But if you take the wrench out, it goes back in its fallen wreckage of time, right? To its present position. So, to understand everything's the creation, how it sets. Yeah, no, I just want to show you an easy way to understand what space and time is, because it always goes through its nature, but it always finds a way out. That's what you guys have to do. Always find situations out of its equation. The equation is its formula, right? Doing breakdancing, making box with yellow. Time, position, location, center line systems, right? 2 minutes remaining. I'll take you guys out of the moon, backtrack, and to its 5D activation line system. So. Set coordinate level system, rendezvous connection positions, communication line centers, take them out of the moon track line system, teleport third line communications. Yeah. Bringing 50,000, plateau of the line position locations. Flash drives are coming in through frame position location and graph line system. Yep. Confirmation and communication. All right, you guys are back on traction right now, where you are through division and the 5D rotation. Look at the Earth line navigations. How was it? Tell me all about it. A lot of fun, eh? Now your energy is going to fluctuate down in interference, and it's going to go through cycles and cycles, but it's going to come back into balance the vibration lines. So you're good to go. Going into pyramids, yeah. That line connection, interference, position, locations. Track its line connection to its traveling location, rotation line system. So this is where it gets really interesting. Thinking that, okay, hold on a sec. You said we went to the past, right? We have to go to the past to the eye circles of the connections of where the sun was through rotation and everything through the moon traction, right? Has its own computer line connections. But what you don't know is that you already traveled to 1 million years in the future. Amazing, right? So, yeah, it's amazing vibration soaring, but you guys weren't 1 million years in the future, so. But you had to go back in time. You had to go back to see. It's the only way. Plus, the sun wanted to get you more of connections of you through personal line system. It want to understand you more through the heart line system. So you allocate a position to the time location. You're now connected to the computer operations of the sun and the moon. Right? So you understand the operation, which is even more powerful. Okay? So, and this is what I had to go through. But when you come the operation, this is a whole new process. I mean, you have to understand the upgrading system of you. The datas and the upgrades and the uplinks and the downloads is extremely important to your flash drives. So you're going from one computer to the next computer to the next computer. So you're going to different windows. You're going from 8-channel line systems to Windows 8, Windows 9, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 12. Okay, Windows 1000. Okay, it's imaginable of what you can achieve when you're in space and time position location. So. No, I can't. No, I can't leave you there. No, it's too powerful. No, it's too powerful in the mind. Before you brought us back, I felt those pyramids. Yeah, but you guys were in 1 million years in the future. But to get there, you had to go through the eye circles of the sun, right? So, and the moon. Could you explain about fingertips? Fingertips, line signals, rotation line interference. These are your fingertip point line system. This is the moon. This is the sun. These are the atmospheres. Hello. Remember I was doing a TikTok and I was going through the atmospheres and I was doing to computer line connections, interference channels. It's like a piano. Every time I touch it, it lights up. Well, it's true to understand how to use that through calculation. I can really use your finger points, set up a stripping graph. You can set up your own constellation for the XT1000s come in and out. So it's a platitude station. That's all it is. But we use the clouds for clarity. So nobody actually sees it through its X-rays or its ultralight connections. So if you have ultralight vision, okay, which is connected to high positions 114, now my rebounding alliance is going to be coming into ultravision. Right? So, and this is what you receive, right? Higher formation, higher channeling, higher coloration, higher light, higher ultralight. So you just start seeing things through its clarity, through its computer cloud system, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. This is exactly what it is. Yeah. Where the black dots glued to. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you're seeing black dots, you're coming more as space and non-musicians. Your perception, your eye receptors are changing in interference. So I was going through that. You go through colorations, you go through lacing lines. Lacing lines or anything with coloration is everything through matrix position locations. So it's all about understanding your waving systems. Let's go into that calculation before I leave here. All right. So, all right. So you're in high positions. This is you through calculation. That's you through calculation, right? Now, you automatically go into sonar. Now you're seeing this. All right. You're trying to understand what this is. What is that? What is that? What is that? What's going on here? Or you see something like this. Or you see something like this. It's everything through line connections, interference channels. What does this all mean? What is this all about? It means something. So it's all connected to your pyramid. There's your pyramid. There's the flash. So you have to stand your calculation modifications. If you're coming to pyramids, now you're coming into your projector. Your projector has to stand your providers and your modulation line centers. This is higher formation of light. This is a flash of information. It's all connected. Everything that you see here is a map equation to its location. This is a graph line system for the atmospheres. Okay, these are two waving line systems, L rotation dot point line system. This is calculation modifications to Bermuda Triangle. This is a high force line system, backward force E line connections, interference position to a sentient line point center of a dimensional location of a galaxy line system. That's what all this means. Into its projector, through its pyramid. You guys are in your pyramids, you're not in your diamonds. You got to come into full cycle of a diamond to its location. Right? Powerful when you see these things, right? You get to understand you are a pyramid, you are a temple. Now that temple is calculated and modified to your position of time locations. You come into this track line system. Now let's go into the waving position location to the metro line system. In the center line connections of your pyramids of 3, 6, 9 locations. Okay. Now you have to understand you are a pyramid. When you change your geometry line system, your third eye will change into a diamond, but you're in a 3, 6, and 9. So the optical line center to its position has to come into higher levels of track line systems, into 2-digit frames. So that changes the pyramid to a new activation line system, into its activation line connections. So it's all about coming into your tetrahedrons of travels. Okay. And of course, you have to have a dome. You have to have an energy dome. All right. And it comes into the ground line center. It opens up its traction line system. It modifies all your connections of your soul generation lights, the soul identification line system. And it basically high rises positions into the calculation. You come into your magnetic forcing highway of its information cycle. It puts it in the 2-digit line system. Right? And once you come into that position, you come into a higher level of an energy glass. So it's like a container. It's a higher formation of travel. So you come into higher formations of 369. Once you come out of 369, you come into higher levels of tetrahedrons. You come into more geometry patterns. You come into more vibrations of the grounds. You come into the power line center. You come into the magnetic highway formation system. So every time you change track line centers and it comes in a 3-digit line system, it changes its location, right? So when it changes location, now you're high-rising higher levels of electricity line systems. So instead of 1-line system, you're having 3-line system locations. Now that opens up higher level traction line systems to its position, coming to gravity line systems to its universal time location. All right? That's what happens when you go to higher lights of geometry patterns through your chakra systems. So terrible connection, missed last 10 minutes. Yeah, well, I try to explain it to you so you guys get a better understanding. You have to go more of the digital lines in 369. Now, I can travel to 50,000 applications in one 369 location, which is one compilation. Okay, so you guys got to look at your graphs, look at the calendar. Look at the calendar. I want everybody to get a calendar and look at it. Okay, that's what I want you to do. I want you to go into the physical perception. When you're getting into the calendar, go from 1 to 31. Try to focus on all that into one position. So you get one frame position to one center line connections to its line system of 12, right? So you put that 12 into one realm, right? So it's 1 here, and then you move over here, you put it here, move over there, you put it there. So you're filling everything up in one sequence, and that's how you're able to see everything simultaneously in one position, one location, to one activation, to one light system. Everything they've traveled recognition has to be simultaneously, all in one. That's how you're able to see everything from 1 to 31 in one graph position to your calendar. Okay? So, but it's fascinating when you go to higher lights of travels into your connections of your tesseracts and your tetrahedrons. Right? And you start seeing this, the more you calculate. So you can stand in the center, stand up, and you can actually see the ground circle. You can actually see the colorations. It's all connected to you. So the more you high rise your positions of the time location, you come into more of calculation of what you see around you. Everybody has an E field. You have to know how to use it through geometric line system. It changes your third eye locations. It changes your digital line of 369 position. It changes the colorations of the sun. It changes the program systems of the moon. And it changes your thoughts, your navigation through its line system to its position. So, well, as long as you get, well, it's not a theory. It's facts. It's not a theory. This is based on facts, okay? Theory is hypothetical. Theory is hesitation. Theory is not applicable. Theory is just one quotation through a question mark. But it's all facts, guys. It's all facts. And you'll find that out more. The more realization you come in that position location, you understand how to travel through your tetrahedrons. Because you can point line condition anything through its interference channeling system. You truly understand your T reception of time location, okay? So I can't wait to feel this when I have learned this. See, that's exactly what it is. So if you come into the box line center to its location, you start off with this position, okay? Now you can understand the point line systems to its calculation, right? You come into what it is, right? So are you seeing it from here or are you seeing it from inside? You only see it here, right? But it's already created inside. So you don't see this outside. You only see four waving lines, right? The simultaneous line connection is already created through its point line system. So it becomes real to its connections. See the solar flare generation light center? So open its track line center to its position location. Change its shift position. Did you see the solar flash? Did you see the solar flash go off? That's the communication to the box line center. Truly understand what is inside. What is inside? Lights. Lights inside. Triangles. Different shape, positions. Everything is calculated and modified inside. It's not the outside box. It's what's inside the box. You see the shapes? That's a true understanding how to use these positions. Now that did it on its own. I didn't do it. It did it on its own through the digital pad. And that's where you got the flash. That's what it did. Showing you how powerful it is to look inside a box rather than just seeing what's outside. Inside through its application, and then you can see the triangles, and then you can see everything. The shape position is a different round position, but it's in one compilation of one center location into one graph line system to a calendar location. Okay? So when you're done with that position, it comes out of its equation. It high rises its division location time. So it centers its position, and here's the calendar into the dimensional time position, which graphs its line system of 31 tractions into one compilation. So this goes here, right here, fills in the gap. Let's go through the coloration line center, change that coloration line system. Okay, this is that, and it fills up. Every time you move your eye receptor, see, it fills up in one sequence line, but you're seeing everything simultaneously, all in one position. But it's all inside. See? That's what's inside this box. Okay? So it's interesting when you come across these things. You see the solar flare blinking by itself? There you go. Now you're understanding the connection, right? So the marker line connection shows me the positions. Marker, digital pad, box, calculation, graph positions. Everything's inside position. So stop focusing on seeing things outside. Start focusing and seeing things inside. Triangles, line signals, rotations, interference channel dispositions, colorations, flash drive line information. All right. Making your own codes within the moon cycle. Yeah. Definitely saw the solar flash blinking. I just want to show you how powerful it is when you see these things, but we all have to get into the image and out of the illusion. So, how's that for class? It's very exciting, isn't it? It's amazing how it did it on its own, right? It's all calculated. It's telling you what it can do just through a box. But your positions have to truly understand how you use this inside. So when I create these things, it's already created inside through my computers. The point lines at center two calculations and understand more of the school positions. But the creation is inside. It's not just the box, guys. It's inside. See the shapes? This is inside the box. It's not what's outside, it's what's inside. And then when you understand that, then you send it to its graph position of its calendar. So you see the dimensional time, okay? And then you go to the next one and the next one. So you're placing, you're filling up the gap all simultaneously, okay, to its connection. and it's grabbing its positions, right? So when you have all those 31 box round connections of dimensional time set up, you move on to the next frame, to the next sector line connections, which is here. And then you go here, and then you go here, right? So it's amazing how you can do everything all in one sequence, simultaneously in one channel. Okay, so we all have to get into that. Yeah. Well, it's very powerful. I just wanted to show you what can happen when the actual computer communicates back to me and sends solar flares all through the box level system. That's inside its position of dimensional time, guys. Okay, it's in its dimensional time. That's how you're able to see the solar flash, right? How a computer can actually communicate to my digital pad. That's drawn in its position to its compilation. Okay, so, all right, so I'm going to head over to TikTok for a bit, and then I'm going to go out. I have connections to Familia, going out for lunch. So, take it easy, everybody. Just go through the applications of yourself. Try to understand more of your focus, but focus everything inside through channeling. All right? Adios.